Off Script. Thanks for joining us once again. Just a quick thank you for everybody who's watched us so far. Thank you for all your support. Just want to say, if you want to drop a voice message out and you see which guest is coming up next, you can drop a voice message. You can either jump in the DMs on Instagram and drop a voice message out, or you can go across to Anchor, where our podcast is audible, and you can drop a voice message there to ask your questions, and we'll play it out to the guests. I'm joined once again with the East Coast Iniesta, Mr. Lewis Wright. How are you, Righty?
Fantastic, mate. Beautiful day to record a lovely podcast with a great guest.
I know you've got another fantastic guest for us today. Would you like to introduce him?
Yeah, he's the Boston midfield maestro, Harry Vince, or as we're going to call him throughout the podcast, Vino, because I don't really call him Harry ever. So, Vino, how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Good intro. Enjoyed that.
Midfield maestro.
Yeah, I'm good.
After my own heart, mate. Another midfield maestro. So, so let's get into it. So, how's life at the minute, mate? How's it been treating you? Been keeping busy?
Well, yes and no. Bored. Obviously, I've got a new job and stuff, so that's keeping me quite occupied. So that's keeping me quite busy. But it's only a 4-day week, so on my days off, bored out. Yeah, can't even go golfing or anything, mate. Yeah, good. I'm happy. I'm happy at the minute. Could be a lot worse things happening, but
well, Cookie, I'm pleased to announce this is the first guest what we got on who's an actual United supporter. He's a Man United supporter, the first one we've had on. And from his tweets, which I look at, Vino, it's not been going great, has it? And you're not really happy, are you? You're not happy with Solskjaer, at his treatment of Van der Beek and people. Is this right?
No, I do. Yeah, I do like him, but I'm watching it. I've had a couple of beers, mate, and that's it. I let loose. He's playing Van der Beek, mate, in that number 10 role. He's not a number 10. Just play him deeper. But I suppose he can't get in, can he? But I think he's better than Fred. But Fred's just a bit defensively a bit better, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a bit more.
I'd play him alongside McTominay and then Fernandes 10. Or obviously when Pogba's there's no room for him, is there? So, but when he plays, don't play him number 10 because he just doesn't look comfortable, does he?
Oh, mate, as a United supporter myself, I just think the system's wrong. I think the philosophy is wrong at the minute, and it needs correcting. But that's not about Solskjaer's problems down in Manchester land. It's all about Harry Vince, Vino. All right, so let's start off. Football journey, Vino. Where did it start? What age? Who got you into it? I want to know.
Trying to think now. As a kid, didn't really have many clubs, to be fair. I think I started up when I must have been, 6 or 7.
Right.
Didn't used to be that interested. I used to sit on my PS2 all day, every day, until my dad dragged me out. Dad started dragging me out down fish. Started for Fish Toff when I was a kid.
Right.
Scott Drury was my manager, so he sort of just looked after me for a good few years. So, yeah, just as a kid, just enjoyed it, really. What more can you do? And then under 14s, that's when I joined Boston.
Right.
From under 14s, and then obviously up until I was 19, 20. And obviously moved on to a couple of other clubs, obviously at Stamford now. Did a little bit of pinch bet, Matlock and things like that. Yeah. So, yeah, been busy.
So going back to grassroots, you said you was late developer, late starter, but obviously knowing what we know, me and Cookie doing the sessions, obviously that's the go-to age. So you've probably started at the right age group. So you said about your dad, Nigel, top footballer himself. He'll be pleased about that one, won't he? He
did say mention, give him a mention. He said try and get his name in as much as.
Yeah, he could pay us later. So he got you down at Fish Toff. He mentioned about Scott being your man, and then you're moving on to Boston. Did you have a chance to go anywhere else before you went to Boston, or it was just sort of going through the motions at grassroots, and then the Boston thing come up, and it was the only option?
Yeah, not really. I think they wanted me a couple of years ago. Well, a couple of years before that, but I wasn't really that interested. Like I liked it at Fishtoft, just playing with mates and stuff. And then when you get to under 40, you start developing a bit more, don't you? Getting a bit older.
Who else was in that Fishtoft team with you, Vinay?
We had loads of us. Painey, Limbo, Bailey Forth, Cove. Yeah.
So Boston United basically took Fishtoft team to the Centre of Excellence.
Yeah, I think they wanted to do it like years before that when we was real young.
Right.
But I don't know what happened, but it didn't go ahead. But and then basically, well, I think me, Cove, Painey, can't remember who else. Must have been someone else. We went at under 14s, and I think Limbo and Bailey come like a year after or something like
that. Right. Was successful side at grassroots? Would you say? Mid-links, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, was decent. We won. I think we won the league a few times. Yeah, it was half decent. It was always up there anyway. Put it that way.
Did you always play in the middle of midfield, or you didn't take after your brother being a goalkeeper?
Played everywhere, mate. Sweep. I used to play sweeper quite a bit.
Did you?
Yeah, sweeper, right back, left back. But I never really used to enjoy it. I just love playing midfield. To be fair.
Yeah.
I've never played up top.
Never been trusted up top.
Never ever.
Well, obviously we're recording it on a Thursday, and I see today that it's 21 years since Scholes scored that volley, from the corner against Bradford. 21 years.
But off the crossbar.
Yeah. Are you 21 yet, Vino? Are you over
22? 22 on Tuesday, wasn't I?
22 on Tuesday. So wow, that's showing my age now. So
just turned 22, yeah.
So you used midfield throughout. Did you ever hear, being the size that you are as well, mate? Technically brilliant. You know that. I've told you that when you was at the club. Did you ever get the cliche thing, you're too small to play certain positions? Did you ever hear that whispered about? Or
I don't know. I think it probably did hold me back a little bit. I don't know. But no, nothing as a kid. Like, what can you say? I was used to crack on and play. I didn't really used to take notice of any of that sort of stuff. But what can you do?
What type of midfielder would you say you was growing up through the grassroots? Was you what we class as the ratter? Was you?
I've always been the same, mate.
Hey?
I've always been the same. I've always tried to cart about the pitch, and obviously, just when the ball comes to you, try and do a bit. I've always had the same mentality, mate. To be fair,
would you class yourself more as a deep ball player, or did you sort of thrive on getting into certain areas to score? I know. Coming up later, you did say, I saw a quote what you put out actually, that you had to change your game. Would you say back then you was that type of player?
I think when I first joined, when under 14s onwards, all the way up to like a first year in the youth team, I was always played real deep in midfield. Obviously, try and get on the ball and stuff. And then I think Bunny like had enough. He used to call me the crab. Bunny did. He used to call me the Boston Crab because I always used to pass it sideways and backwards. He said, which I did anyway. I've liked to get on the ball and pass it. And then in the second year, he started. Well, I think it's towards the end of my first year. He said, "Right, we're going to start you need to start pushing up the pitch a bit more and start adding some more goals to your game and stuff." So I think it was Bunny really that made me change into a bit more of like a box to box instead of just a holding midfielder, which is what I prefer now anyway, to be fair, when I'm fit, because I like making them third man runs, but obviously at the minute I don't think I'll be able to do it. But yeah, definitely. I did definitely start off as playing real deep, probably a bit too deep at some point, and then obviously as I got a bit older, I thought, try and go a bit more box to box, which is what I still try and do now, to be fair.
Yeah. So you obviously you covered a little bit from the next bit what we're going into. So you've moved from Fishtoft, you've moved with a group of lads you already know anyway, and signed at Boston. Who was the manager? Who took you on at Boston?
Under 14s. Who was it? I don't know why I can't remember this.
Would it have been?
Well, I think it might have been Bunny.
Bunny, yeah, Bunny
It
taking
was,
you.
I think it was Bunny. Bunny and Alan Ross.
Alan Ross, right, bro, yeah.
I think Bunny might have done the first year, and Al might have come 15s and 16s.
Right.
Off the top of my head, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Bunny did do it.
Awesome. So, how did you find the step from playing mid links to Fishdorf and making that jump to playing in this centre of excellence against bigger name teams? How did you find that? Because I know with obviously Cook's, Vino's sort of, he shrugs it off. He just goes with the flow. He's that type of character. So was there any time where you was like, I've really got to pick up my game here because this is a different level completely?
Yeah, I thought it is a different level. Obviously, it's just the way you play was a bit more. It's just different, isn't it? We just got taught to play out from the back and stuff like that. Whereas Fishthof days, we just used to boom it and just try and score as many goals as we can. Whereas when you go to the centre of excellence, like the results do matter, but it doesn't matter as much, does it? It's all about like progressing yourself and things like that. So from mid links, it's probably a bit more of that competitive edge compared to centre of excellence. But obviously, you play against some decent academies, so you get to see what it's all about. I think the first year when we'll play clubs like Grimsby or Lincoln or whatever like that, or Rotherham, you can see like a big difference between us and them. And I think when you get 15s and 16s, you get a year settled in. I think you start to settle in a bit more. But it's just like the football. Like we used to get popped quite a bit first year, because obviously it's different style of football, and you play it against. No disrespect, you go from playing a mid links team to Rotherham or Forest or someone like that. It's going to be a big difference, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
and obviously turning up at different facilities, it must have been a bit of an eye opener. It's a bit different to some of the park fields which you were probably playing for, and you're going to these academy centres and stuff. That must be a right eye opener for you. But so you said about Bunny and him changing the game. Sort of, would you say he was very, very influential, him and Alan, in those years?
Yeah, definitely, yeah, 100%. Because even from under 14s, I've known Alf obviously because he's with Kof at Fishthof and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, definitely, we call him Bro, don't we? So Bro and Bunny definitely did help me develop my game and improve me. To be honest, I think my dad helped me out but Dad come and did a few sessions every now and then when someone was struggling. But yeah, it's just, I think you just improve as a player playing against the better teams, to be honest.
Would you say Nige, he pushed you a bit in football, or did he just let you get on with it with whatever you enjoyed? Because I know he's a natural born winner when he plays anyway.
I don't know. I wouldn't say he'd push me, but he wouldn't. If I had a bad game, he wouldn't go mad. He'd sort of like just tell me and try and push me in the right direction. He's never real like pushy or anything like that.
Right. No, that's good. But yeah, Bunny and obviously Bro was influential. And within that team, so when you came in at the first year, what type of second years did you have at the time, which you was mixing with?
So what, at youth team level?
At youth team, yeah.
Who did we have in that year? We had lads like Dan Moulds, Dykes. Right. Can you remember him?
Yeah, Jack Dykes. He was an engine, wasn't he?
Jack Dykes, Scott Floyd.
Yeah, he's at Spalding, I think.
Yeah, he's Jack McCallum, lads like that.
Right. Okay.
They all seem to, when they finished their second year, they all seemed to go off to. None of them really stayed on. I don't think. I think they all went off to uni and whatnot. So none of them real progressed on after that. But
yeah,
I think Floyd he might have done a little bit, but I can't think of any of them that stayed on.
Yeah, they I know that crop, that second year. Now you've mentioned the names. They were very, from the education side, which obviously you did with us at Boston doing your BTEC in-house. They were very, very around the studies, based around the studies. They all wanted to go to uni, but they was driven in that way. And football was probably a bit of a bonus. So you probably had no problem breaking through and being an influential player. Because you had a really successful cup run, FA Youth Cup run. I think that must have been your second year.
Yeah.
How was that? How was that again with a bunch of friends who you'd been playing with at grassroots who come into the youth team as well with you? How was that? Like, and what sort of teams were you playing on the journey towards the big game at Bradford?
Like that run was honestly the best experience I've ever had in football. Like, even when I've just like done even, you'd say, probably better things than that. That was probably the best thing that we've ever done as a group. Honestly, it was unbelievable. We played Bradford, didn't we? Valley Parade, but that wasn't the game that got us. It was the Hereford game before that. That was the best game I've ever been involved in. Was you there?
No.
I can't remember how the scoreline went. I think we went 2-0 down and won 3-2 and scored 2 late on. Honestly, all of us just big pile on. It's the best thing ever. Honestly, it was unbelievable. But before that, I think we played Loughborough. So I remember giving the ball away on the edge of the box and they scored.
Mate, Fred did that on Sunday, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I can't remember who it was now. All I can remember, mate, was them 2 games was Valley Parade against Bradford and obviously Hereford before that.
Was Hereford at home?
Hereford was at home, yeah. Pretty sure we went 2-0 down. Pulled one back, and then I think we scored 2 late on. Jordan Tate scored 1 late on, and I can't remember. Jack Brown scored 1, I think. But it seems them as unreal. Because there's all in the change room after. You could imagine there's all like best mates just giving it large, mate. It was quality. Yeah, that was up there with things we've done.
Were you captain at that point, Vino?
Yeah, I was skipper that year because me and Bailey Forth always have he still goes on about it now when he's had a beer. How he should have been captain, because I think at the start of the season, Bunny named him captain, but he didn't do the education side of it. So then Bunny sort of like reversed it and gave me the captaincy instead of at Forth. He's still bitter about it now. So if he's listening, there's his little shout out, because every time he's had a beer, he always says, "Oh, I should have been skipper at you."
Hey, we might have to get him on, Cookie. Hear Bailey's side of it. He might see it different.
Yeah, he wouldn't come on, would he?
But no, it's obviously you mentioned about doing the education. So how did you find doing the education and then having the football? So you was around Boston constantly. I know you was based down at Focus One, which was our second site, but you was with the same people many hours of the day. How did you find that?
Loved the company. Didn't enjoy the work one bit.
Right.
I think
that's your character, though, isn't it?
Yeah. To be fair, now I'm completely different now. Now I've got a little bit older. Like, if I was to do a course now, I'd really properly like educate myself on it and really try. But then I was just 8. I think, how old was he? 17, 18, and having to go. Love the football side of it, but when we had to go to Focus One, do some coursework, we couldn't. We just used to mess about, mate. Obviously, we'll get the work done. Obviously, you've got Jay Lawrence here. If you ask him about us, how he was at college, mate, he must have nightmares, because it took some pushing for us to do some work. I know that, but we got through it in the end. I did pass it in the end, but like now, if I was to do a course like that now, I'd want to come out with top marks. I think that's just because I've changed as I've got older.
Yeah, it's just
as you get older, I'd be more committed to it.
That's maturity.
Yeah, like ultimately, if the football side weren't there after school and was just doing the level 3 BTEC, I wouldn't have done it, would I? Like, the football side of it is what pulls you towards doing it.
Well, I can remember a change in yourself, especially when you it was sort of on the horizon that you might get first team opportunities, and that was very much a game changer, because you have to mature quickly, right? Because they're not going to throw young immature kids in to play nationally. And throughout them, we've mentioned about the crop of players who was at Fish Stuff and then moved across with you. You had another one in there as well who you had a couple actually. You had Limbo, who then went on to bigger things, signing for Burnley. Did he leave whilst he was with the youth team, or was that just after? And second thing was, you also had Jack Withers in there as well, who had already done a pre-contract for Swansea and still playing for Boston. So, what was it like having people who you class as teammates, friends, going off to the bigger clubs? Was there a bit of animosity? Was there a bit of jealousy, or was it just like we just crack on, we just do what we need to do?
No, Limbo's was a difficult one because Limbo, I think he wasn't playing for the youth team at that point. He signed for Wisbech.
Right.
He was in his first year, like we was the first year youth team or second year, I can't remember. And he went and played for Wisbech and he's banging goals in. And that's when he got signed for Burnley. So it's one he didn't get actually recognised when he was playing for Boston. He got picked up when he was playing for Wisbech. I remember Dick Creasy, we had Dick in the changing room because this is when I was on loan at Wisbech. Limbo got his move when I was on loan at Wisbech and he got us in the changing room and said, Limbo's just signed a deal at Burnley. Like, nobody had a clue. Like, he didn't even tell me. I was like, come on, mate. He didn't even, like, he had a game, had a trial. I think he scored 2.
Yeah.
And in the change, we had a game on Saturday. Dick sat us down and said, Limbo's not coming back. He's got to move. And obviously, I was buzzing for him. Like, there's no jealousy there whatsoever. Like, not that sort of person to be like that. But yeah, I was buzzing for him. But he just didn't tell me to start with. I don't know if he wanted to keep it quiet or what, but he just didn't tell anyone. So I texted him after saying, what's going on then? He said, I've got to move to Burnley. I was like, decent, man.
And
then
what about Jack?
Jacko's was, when did he get it? In the second year, was it?
Yeah.
So I think I was more in the first team after when he got picked up, because he wasn't really playing the first team. He got picked up as a scholar, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or as a second year, as you say. So I didn't really play. Well, I wouldn't have played, would I, when he would have been picked up, because I'd have been too old. But yeah, it's unbelievable, really. Like, I think it took a surprise for everyone. He's had it's like with Jacko, he's got all the attributes, hasn't he? I mean, he's 6'5", he's good on the ball. Swansea probably looked at him and thought, look, we can work with him here. And,
exactly.
You just buzzing for your mate.
Did you? What was there? Obviously, these two boys have done well through the pathway system, and hopefully we might get them on as guests as the off script progresses. But were there any standouts or any unsung heroes within that youth team that you was playing in that probably didn't get the plaudits? I know Brownie was, he was half decent. Jack Brown, he put a shift in. Was there any other like unsung heroes? You're probably going to say Painey because he's a good mate of yours, but he probably kept you in games.
We had a couple, but mate, standout one. You'll ask anyone in that team who was like top player, and you could have him by his side everywhere. Was Tatey.
Tatey, yeah.
Jordan Tate. Honestly, mate, I'd have him playing with me any day of the week, anywhere. Yeah. He's one of them. He didn't really get that chance to like push on into the first team, but I don't know why. Like I'd have had him playing in. When I first started playing for the first year, I think I remember saying to my dad one time, I'd have Tatey in the middle of the park with me in the Conference North, like, because you just know he's going to have you back, and he's good on the ball as well.
But the thing,
definitely.
Jordan made the decision during those times to go, because he went and got games at Boston Town, and Boston Town. This is me looking in on it. I think he got swayed a little bit, and he got an opportunity, and he probably knew he was going to get a prolonged opportunity to play there. But then again, you say about having him in midfield. What is he now? He's a right back, isn't he? He's a right back.
Yeah, right back, centre mid, left back. Mate, honestly, he's that sort of player. You put him up top, and he'll do a job for you.
Yeah.
He'll play anywhere for you. So you take 100%. He knows it well. Like I always speak to him about it and stuff. But yeah, he's a top player. Tate is. And he always has been. I've played against him since school, since it was like under 8s. He was at Sibsey, I think, and he's always been like that top. He's always been a good player.
What about the trips? Because he was up and down in that minibus, buddy, driving you all over the country. Any stories that stick in your mind, which are obviously clean? What you could share? Anything from the youth team days? Because obviously we've had Jono, Jacko, Millie, and people. They've all got a few tales to
be honest, off the top of my head, I cannot think, but I can think of some things. But Bunny used to get head lost with us. I don't know what we used to do, and I think we used to like he just used to get so angry over the littlest things ever. Like, we used to think, what is up with Bunny today? Like, we'd play music on the way to like an away day. I think we had Braintree away, and we'd have like, we'd be playing the music on the way there out the speaker, and we'll get to the game, and he would have his team talk. He's like, "Oh, you're all full of confidence today. You should go out and win and all this." And you only think he's starting already. We're like, "Bunny, come on, what is up here?" We'll go out and lose, and like he would go and like pointing the blame and having music and being too confident on the way to games and stuff. And he's just, honestly, Bunny. You know, it's just a love-hate relationship with him, because 1 minute he's your best mate, next minute you're falling out with him.
Yeah.
But lads-wise, I can't think off the top of my head that I can say on here.
No.
That we used to get up to. I'm trying to think. There was all sorts of things we did. I'll tell you one thing that I don't think anyone knows at this point. For me, George Hobbins, Payne, and I can't remember. There was one more. We George Hobbins used to hate training with the first team, and it was his turn to drive. We was training at cars at this point, and he really didn't want to train. I don't think Payne wanted to train either. I'm probably leaving him in the crap here, but they didn't want to train. And I think we got on the dual carriageway at Sleaford, and Obbo went, "I'm going to let my tyres down." I'm going to let my tyres down. And we're all like, "What are you on about, mate?" Like this. And he's actually gone and let his tyres down on the dual carriageway, like in the lay-by. So we had to miss the warm up for the first team training. We turned up. There's all tyres on the pitch, like it's all running. Basically, we knew we was going to be loads of running with the first team. So he's like, I don't want to do it like this. He said, we'll let a tyre down and try and miss all the training. Anyway, he's actually let his tyre down. So we've got another 2 or 3 miles to go to try and get to the Oldingham roundabout to try and put the pressure up. So obviously we've got Bunny ringing us like, "Where are you?" Like Adam Murray was the manager at that point. He was like asking us where he was, and we was like, I was like sat in the car thinking, "Oh my God, what are we doing?" Like this. And then we got to the garage, pumped the tyres up, and obviously started going to trains. Like got there, "Oh, sorry, gaffer," and all this. Like we had a flat tyre. I can't believe he's actually let the tyre down. Like, we've had to drive 2 miles to get to the on that dual carriageway to try and pump this tyre up. We turned up anyway, and we've turned up. We've not even late. They've finished the warm up, and they're just about to start the running. So we've turned up, no warm up, straight into the running, flipping tyres. So it's like, we've had an absolute stinker here, trying to miss the warm up, honestly. Perfect timing. He's called all the lads in just to get ready, just to do the running, and that's just one of the things. Like, I'm not blaming myself for that because it wasn't even my idea, but we just used to get up to some stuff, especially at college as well. I think Kof one day nicked Obbo's car from Focus One, and me, Kof, Payne, I can't remember who else it was. We drove out of Focus One in Obbo's brand new Polo. Oh, sorry, I've got my laptop went blue screen then. So I forgot what I was now. Yeah, we took Kofi's nicked his car, like having a laugh, and like Obbo's on the phone like this, like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Where's this? I'm gonna get Jay and all this. I'm gonna get Jay." And we was all in bits. You can imagine us screaming down the phone, like laughing our heads off. So anyway, I can't remember where we parked it. I think we said was at the swimming pool or something. So I think Hobbo started walking to try and get his car back. And then in the end, like, we wouldn't tell him where he was, and he was like on the phone and stuff, like saying he's gonna ring the police. Like, I'm gonna ring the police, or bring my car back now. So I'm ringing the police, and that's just some of the bits we used to get up to, mate. We just used to get up to all sorts.
Boys will be boys, eh? That's but again, you know, we've all been that age, and you do flipping silly things, don't you? So, yeah, it's George Hobbins always seems to be involved in the story, though. But
he's the main man. He used to cause carnage.
Yeah, definitely. So you said about Adam Murray was there. obviously you was there sort of tail end of Dennis's time as well. Did they ever get you involved? Did Dennis, because obviously Bunny being his assistant, then he was obviously Murray's assistant. Did he get you involved in the first team prior to that, or would you
towards the back end? Towards the back end, I think I was on the bench a couple of times. I can't remember who I made my debut against. Was it Brackley?
Correct. Yeah, we're going to come to your stats in a minute. And yeah,
exactly. Who was that under? Was that under Green?
That was Dennis's last game. Yeah. Oh no, sorry, second from last game. In charge.
And then I played come on at half time. I think played quite well. And then I'm not sure. I think the game after that might have been filed away. And I was on the bench. And I think, do you remember when they got absolutely hammered?
Yeah.
9-2. Yeah.
Yeah, 9-2. And I was there and I was on the bench. And I was thinking, please don't bring me on. Please don't bring me on. It was like 7-0 down. And I was thinking, do not do this. But he didn't bring me on. So I played against Brackley. Next game, obviously, I thought I had a chance of starting that game. So I thought I did well. But I was on the bench. Didn't come on because I got absolutely hammered. And then I think that's when Murray come in, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Correct.
But that's where it really started to like develop and really started to play like regularly and stuff like that.
So from the youth team, where again you've had to adapt your game from playing grassroots, obviously it's another notch step up. It for a young lad as well. When we don't have an under 23s as such, the gap between first team and youth team, it must be massive for you, and you must have seen like I've really got to alter my game again. I probably might not be able to get into the forward areas to get goals. I might have to just play a little bit deeper, get on the ball. So whilst you're thinking about probably how you had to change, I want to run through your first team stats, Vino. Again, courtesy of Statman Christian James. Follow him on Twitter at Boss United Stats. So you made 18 starts, 11 sub appearances in your time for the Pilgrims. You scored 2 goals, the famous one at home against Salford, which was 2 days after signing your first contract, senior contract, on your 18th birthday. Is that right?
That's right, yeah.
Been doing my own work, Vino. And then you scored away at Blythe. You got 2 yellow cards. You got 1 red card, which when I said you was coming on, Cookie says, he got sent off that time. I was like, I can't remember Vino getting sent off. He's too nice to do that. So tell me, Vino, what happened against Ferriby?
I was on the pitch for 5 minutes, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was at the game Cookie said about it.
It was raining, and I think you flew in from about 30 yards away. It was a brilliant challenge right under the dugout. It caused a bit of commotion.
I only got sent off because it was under the dugout. If it's on the other side of the pitch, nothing happens because you can imagine it's a bit of a late one. But I don't think it was a red card. Like their bench has gone up, it's been uproar, like it's the worst tackle ever. And then you know what the refs are like. As soon as they get someone on the back, they blow up, don't they? So sent me off. But
what goes through your head? You're at home, at home to Ferriby at that time. You've come in, Cookie exaggerates, he says you've thrown in from about 30 yards away. I don't think he's got a 30-yard sprint in him, to be honest, but he comes flying in, commotion on the bench, pressure on the referee, red card in front of the main stand at Boston, at York Street, the mighty York Street. What goes through your head at that time? Because you've now got to do the walk of shame to the other side, to that tunnel. What goes through your head as a young lad?
I didn't think he was going to send me off. Like, it's one of them where he builds it up. So I'm thinking he's not going to send me off now because he would have already done it. So he's waiting and waiting. You can imagine it. So the lad's still laying on the floor making out like I broke his ankle. It was Carl Dixon that it was. Remember it? He's playing left back for Ferriby. And the ball's gone out wide. So obviously I've just come on and wanted to make an impact right in front of the main stand. Like the ball's there to be won. And I've just mistimed it. And you can imagine it all. I thought, so I've got up and I just thought, no, yellow card, let's crack on. But he's waited and waited. Five minutes it's gone on for, and he's eventually sent me off. So obviously I've had that big walk of shame. Probably had about 100-metre walk back into the changing rooms. But I was walking down Spain Road, mate, and this is how good some of the fans were to me. Like, I was walking off, mate, and I was getting clapped off. I've been on the pitch 2 minutes, absolutely nailed someone, been sent off. I think we was 1-0 up at this point. And I'm getting clapped off, and I'm thinking, don't clap me off, mate. I've just absolutely killed us here. But I think we did go on to win the game. So in the end, I thought, I was sat in the change room shaking, mate. I was thinking, I'm going to get absolutely battered here. I think when he come in, he said, put your crash helmet on like that. So I was thinking, oh no, he's going to be angry. But I think he come in, and Murray, he didn't really say anything to me, to be honest. He spoke to me in the bar, and he said, I think he made a laugh out of it. So what a big deal made out of it. But I'm sure it would have been different if we'd have lost, because Ferriby were poor, weren't they? I think they were bottom of the league. So if we'd lifted up there, I think I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's as you say, there's probably a few more influential reasons why he probably got sent off. If it's the other side of the pitch, and especially against a former Pilgrim in Kyle Dixon as well, it's a bit shocking. But hey, it is what it is. Back to the stats. So you made your debut at home to Brackley, Dennis Green's penultimate game in November 2016. Your first start was away at Halifax, which is now Adam Murray's side, who you're playing for. 7 starts in a row from then until mid-April, which is a good, nice run of games. And you played 4 games for Craig Elliott, including his first game away at Harrogate. How was it playing for all the different managers? So you've had a game for Dennis. You've had a run of 7 or 8 games with Adam. Again, you've always got Bunny there, who you've known from your centres days, and you've probably known him most of your life, probably being mates with your dad. So you've had him there as well as your support network. How was it for Muzzer, playing for Muzzer, and then obviously your short time with Craig? How did they differ? And who would probably get the most out of you? And include Bunny as the coach if you want.
I loved it under Murray. I remember that my debut full debut when I started against Halifax. I think my dad watched me, and I think the whole team, I think we were quality. I can't remember what the score was. I think we drew 0-0 actually, but that was a really good result then, because we were struggling, weren't we? And then Halifax were flying. But I love that. And then, see, with Murray, he was completely different to obviously Craig Elliott. Murray's obviously come from a full-time background, whereas Elliott's come from like a non-league background.
Yeah.
But Murray, all I can say about Murray is he backed me all the way. Like, he really did believe in me, and that's probably why I did so well for him at that point. I think he said that he sort of like I played like how he did. So he's not much bigger than me. I think we're about similar height. So he probably sees similarities in myself than what he did. So he definitely brought the best out of me.
What did he have like a really modern stamp on the game, Murray? Because I always thought with Adam, and I remember having chats with Bunny at the club about it, and he said Adam was a way ahead of his time. He was probably too good for what Boston needed at the time, because he's come from full-time pro football. It was difficult to try and do full-time stuff with non-league players, if you get me.
That's what he was doing, mate. It was, as players, we felt we was like full-time.
Yeah.
Even though we're playing for a part-time, like after lads all of the lads are working in the day. I think before that North Ferriby game on the Tuesday night, we were training in Derby on the Monday night. So we had a game on the Saturday, trained on the Monday, game on the Tuesday. Like, that's full-time football. And I think if you think about it, for after lads travelling to Derby on a Monday night, it's 2 hours for us in Boston. Yeah. So you're not getting into what, 11:30, 12 o'clock on a Monday night. Obviously get up for work on Tuesday. Got a game Tuesday night. It's just little things like that. Sometimes it probably did overdo it a little bit. That's just experience managing non-league lads. Like, he's never done it before, so it's probably even said like
I know
he's learned from his time.
He was a big one behind bringing in the tracking vests. He was the one behind saying that we need these. We need the data from all these. I remember speaking to Adam one day, and I think I was a bit of his guinea pig because he's been given this new system, and he wanted just to talk it through with somebody, and it was like the computer system where basically it's all the scouting reports on people, and you can watch clips on people and stuff like that. He was very heavily, he was trying to be that full-time manager probably in a semi-pro part-time role. So he did put the time in. Things didn't work out for him. It sort of backfired, and Craig come in. But go back to Muzzy. I see a thing what he'd actually said about it, because he liked you a lot, and he actually said you had the heart. He said your heart was the size of a lion, which he's probably describing himself and seeing a little bit of him in you. Your heart was the size of a lion. Hey, what about that? That's plaudits from a manager like that, right?
I got on really well with him, but I think everyone knew that it was a bit. It was just like how good he was. Like if you went to the first team session and one of his training sessions, honestly, it was ridiculous. At the standard, he used to bring in training, mate. The standard used to be ridiculous. Like you'll get lads come in on loan, like Joe, when you get lads coming on loan from like a League 2, League 1 club, and they'll come into the training, they won't be up to speed with it because his sessions were that full on and that good. Like he brought the best out of like me, because I love that sort of stuff. It's just like in games day, I don't probably didn't understand like the way non-league operates as what he should do. If you give him a few years at it, he probably would have done well. But it's like I say, it's
cutthroat business.
Things didn't work out. Now he's assistant manager in a championship, so
there you go.
It says it all, doesn't it? That shows how much talent he's got. Because his sessions honestly were unbelievable. If you ask anyone that, they'll all agree. It's just the managing style of
the training pitch onto the match day, onto the game. So it's a difficult task. And hey, look, football's a cutthroat business. So Adam goes, and Craig comes in. Obviously, you played short term with him. How was it? Because obviously he threw you in on his first game away at Harrogate. Now, how was it? I know it didn't all work out hunky dory in the end, but initially.
Sorry, mate, breaking up there. I was disappointed, really, because I didn't think I got like a proper fair chance. I think my first game was Harrogate away, but before that I was playing. I know we were struggling, but I thought I was playing quite well. Like probably one of the better ones out of the group. So I thought like he's going to come in, give me a chance and whatnot, which he did to a certain. Well, he didn't. I think I played against Harrogate. I think they were top of the league or second at that point away. I think we lost 3-1. Then the second game in the league, I think there was 2 cup games in between that. Then I played against Kidderminster as well, and obviously we all know what Kidderminster were like in the day. They were a good side, weren't they? Yeah. They used to pop it. So I played against Harrogate, which were probably second in the league, and then Kidderminster, probably the best footballing side we've had. And that was probably the only proper chance I had, which at that time I was disappointed because obviously it's 2 top teams. And like I'm getting thrown into, and that's what I'm getting judged on against 2 of the top teams. And obviously at that point, we as a team was nowhere near that level. So I was disappointed, but obviously he come in and had a job to do. And he's probably looked at me and probably thought, young lad, 18, 19, I probably need to bring someone in who's got a bit more know-how, which is fair enough. He come in and did a good job. So I can't knock him. It's football at the end of the day.
Through the time with obviously Adam and Craig, did you ever pick up a niggle here and there, or did you stay injury free? Because I know they sent you out on loan. I didn't know whether that might have been the reason for coming back, or was it just simply no game time? So I just want to get some games.
Under Elliot, I think I'd give it about a month or 2. I didn't really show a bad attitude. I thought I went training. And obviously, after so long, you stay patient, but eventually you want to go out and play, don't you? So that's when I went out on loan to Matlock. Did really well there, to be fair. That's why I signed there the following year. I enjoyed it. I started to gather quite a bit of interest. So I think that year I went on trial at Barnsley that year. But obviously that nothing come of that. But I thought at Matlock I really started to show who I was again. that's why I went and signed there the year after that.
Well, did you have many offers when it wasn't working out? Obviously, ultimately you went to Matlock and then signed for him after. But was there other local clubs, the likes of your Granthams and even Boston Town down the road, or willing to just take you on, Wizzy, or?
Yeah, well, when I left Boston, I had loads of options. It's just picking the right one and what to do.
Yeah.
But I think I made the right decision. I enjoyed it at Matlock. I can't fault it. And obviously, it's quite good catchment areas as well. So I had obviously quite a bit of interest. But obviously, when I went on trial at Barnsley, it's like one of them. It's sometimes you just got to get a bit lucky. I think I trained with them all week, and then I had a trial game against Huddersfield. And obviously, I'm thinking under 23s game. Anyway, I've been chucked in with a load of scholars, and like Alex Pritchard's turned up and players like that for Huddersfield. So here's me marking Alex Pritchard, chasing him around for 90 minutes. And then obviously at the end, like they said, I didn't think he was fit enough. So I was like, yeah, nice one. Chasing Alex Pritchard about. But no, that's just where you need a bit of luck. Say if we played against a poor opposition, I did well. That's probably where you get a chance. But football's all about luck. Well, you got to work hard, but a little bit of it is luck.
Hard work, luck.
No, you've got to be right place at the right time and things like that. But you have got to work hard.
Yeah, and take your opportunities when you get given it. And obviously, you took a big opportunity, like digressing again. As I said, you signed the contract on your 18th birthday. Over the moon. I think there's loads of posters reeled out of all your successful highlights at the club. I think you've got your bedrooms full of them in it. And then obviously scoring at York Street against Salford, who obviously was getting a lot of coverage at that time. And I see you got on the class of 90. No, sorry, not the class. No, the class of 92 Sky Sports series.
I've seen that.
Bit of a claim to fame, Vino, for you.
Yeah,
what was it like? What was it like? You're a Boston boy, born and bred in Boston. So how is it scoring against a high profile club like them who have famous owners? Two loud mouths on the side who the managers for them. They've got a bit of character about them. And you score in that game. How was it for you as a local boy?
I loved it. Well, you are going to love it. I'm one of them lads that I don't get too excited over things like that. I scored and I was like, next thing you know, I'm running straight back. I'm not like milked it or anything. Just run off, celebrate your goal and then crack on. But it was nice for like the family and stuff. I think my mum and dad were there. I think my nan was there. And he said, I think one of my dad's mate come up to me. He said, like, I've seen your dad like celebrate, but I ain't seen him celebrate like that when you scored. So obviously it's good experience for like my family and stuff and me. Which, you remember them sort of things forever. What's that?
How many times have you watched it back?
Well, it's on my Instagram, isn't it? So to be honest, I'm not I'm not one of them that's going to like milk something, but no, I did enjoy it.
I listen to a number of podcasts now, and they like to get people's little handles out there. So go on, how can people see that goal on your Instagram? How can they follow you on there? What is it?
On Instagram, isn't it? So just go on my profile, you see it.
So how do they follow you on Instagram? What's the? Do you just put in Harry Vince? I'm not much of an Instagrammer, that's why.
Neither am I, mate. To be honest, I used to be really hot on it, but I'm quite quiet on social media now. But you just click on the search bar, HVince1, scroll down my feed, and you'll see it. All my content. It's nothing exciting on there, so don't get your hopes up.
And Cookie will find that video and he'll try and put that on his Instagram story when this goes out as well. So that's your first team sort of saga. You got any tales from the days, especially with the players? How good were the players in the first team you was playing with? And obviously you said of people coming in from league clubs and probably not trying to find their feet, but it must have been, awesome training with these full-time guys coming in to get games. How was it? Name drop a few people.
Well, to be fair, when I was at Boston, it was like a revolving door at one point because obviously he was struggling. He needed to try and get the right lads in to try and obviously bring the best out of the team and stuff. But like I say, I think a lot of the time, a couple of lads come in from the league clubs and struggle because they're not used to like the physical aspect of it. But obviously, you've got some of the lads now that were there that you don't realise how good there was.
Yeah.
Whilst you were there, like if you look at Cabby now, nobody really respected Cabby when he was at Boston. Like he would come on and score every week, and no one really. I think they did respect him, but I don't think he got as much plaudits as what he should have done. And obviously, he got Craig obviously released him, and then he's gone on to Oxford now. I think he's in the conference playing every week. So it's just little things like that. And then like another player like Colby Bishop, like he couldn't get a sniff in and around the first team when he was at Boston. Like he's gone elsewhere. I think he went to Leamington, banged a load of goals in there, and now he's playing week in, week out for Accrington in League One. So it's just things like that. You don't realise how good. To be fair, Colby, I always thought Colby was a good player, but it's like being right place, right time. Even Murray there didn't really see him as like a week in, week out playing the Conference North, but now he's playing League One. So it just shows you it's all about opinions.
Yeah.
It's game's funny. Loads of things happen where you just think, oh, how's he got there or how's he got there? But you can always see if, like with Colby and like Cabby and stuff, like they could always go on and play like at a good level because you could just tell he had that ability to do it.
Yeah, I didn't catch many games that season through one thing or another, and Cookie, you was very much there week in, week out. And do you agree with in regards to like Cabby and other people?
Yeah, Cabby was like a super sub. He hardly ever got a start. He just come off, but every time he come off the bench, like you say, every time he come off the bench, he either scored or was in some kind of opportunity to score. Colby Bishop, he didn't really get a chance at all.
Yeah.
So
was you surprised that I know you said about Jordan earlier? Was you surprised some of the other Whites? Because I know Murray was very much he wanted to work with the youth team and break people through. Was you surprised some of the others didn't get the opportunity to sign like yourself? Because they could have made a difference at that time to the revolving door.
To be fair, there was always 5 or 6 youth team lads training with the first team.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? You've just got to get your chance. I think I got my chance against Halifax and like impressed. I think first impression in the game's a good start. But obviously, I used to work really hard, like without even realising it. Like especially when I was in the youth team. Obviously, the youth team's like the full-time setup, innit? So I think what do we used to do? Train Monday and Tuesday, game on Wednesday. I think we might have had Thursday off or a recovery session Thursday and Friday off or something like that. But in the meantime of all that, I'd train the first team Tuesday, train Thursday, and have a game on Saturday. So I was like full time, like times 2.
21 games, Bino. You played 21s. We had the 21s when you was at the club, right? And so you had that on top as well. So you basically got full. Well, it is a full-time schedule.
Yeah, I think that's when it got to a stage where I think I played in the U team game, and I don't think I played that well, but I was in the first team at that point, and then Bunny come up to me and he said, "Look, you look tired, mate. Like, I think we need to cut your work time down a bit and leave you out the U team games now. Just concentrate on the first team." Because I was like some of the training Monday, train Tuesday in the day, train Tuesday night, game Wednesday, train Thursday in the day, train Thursday night, game on Saturday with the first team. Like that's quite a lot of work to do. That's without doing other stuff in your life as well. So it was really busy. But at the time, I bet that's why I was as fit as what I was, because I was non-stop all the time. You don't realise at the time, but I think that really benefited me. That gave me a good platform to get in the first team, because I was quite reasonably fit.
Yeah. No, awesome stuff. And obviously you did get your plaudits from how well you was doing as a young lad breaking through into the non-league game. And I sent a picture to Cookie earlier because hopefully we'll put this on the off-script promo. The England C came up. So it had, obviously, the manager was Paul Fairclough. You played for the England C and the FA 11. I would say the game was probably back in May 2017, around that time. How was that for you? And how did that come about? Did Bunny tell you, or Craig Singleton at the club, or was it a phone call from the FA? How did it all come about? And how was it for you? And that honour of being called up for your country.
I was at work, so obviously I was working at the pool at the time, and I was like on my break, and I was like obviously looking at my phone, and obviously refresh my emails, and just like an odd email which you don't normally get. So I clicked on it, and I was looking at it, and I was thinking, didn't really get it. Like I was like, is this a joke or something like that? He was like, no, we just want to. Can you accept like the invite to come and play for England and stuff? And I was like, accept it. Like, snap your hands off. So I rang my dad up straight away, and I was like, I was like looking at my phone. I was like, still didn't get it, and I was like, yeah, just had a call up for England C to my dad, and he was like, what are you on about? But at the time, I was actually playing really well. I think I was having a good run of games with Murray, but I did not expect anything like that. It was just I couldn't believe it.
Was there a part of you thought George Hobbins was pulling a prank on you, or somebody, or did it look legit?
Laptop's gone blue screen again, mate.
Should come back.
1 minute, I'll come in. I'm back.
Right. I just said, was there a part of you which thought the likes of George or Kofi or somebody was trying to play a practical joke on you, or did it look legit, that email?
It did look legit, but like it was just a bit. Joe, and you just think like how many players are in non-league? You got like hundreds of thousands of lads in non-league, and like they're coming, like they've picked me and stuff. Yeah. But I think I was like 18 or 19 at the time, and it was just, mate, honestly, it was unreal.
Who did you play against? 'Cause for the FA 11, you played Jersey FA, but who did you play for England?
Punjab FC, not Punjab, but Punjab FA. Sorry, it's obviously a country.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was at Solihull Moors. I was on the bench that game, and then we played Jersey. I think we got a flight out to Jersey on the. Can't remember if it was Tuesday night, and then I started that game.
Yeah.
Could have scored actually, but yeah, it was unreal experience, mate. Like you just get treated like you've got everything given to you. Like you don't have to do anything. Like you don't have to go out your way for anything. Like they just everything's there for you.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was unbelievable experience. I think Adam Murray must have known, but he didn't say anything to me. And I was like, I think I rang him as well. I was like, you heard about this? And he's like, plays it all cool anyway. And he was like, oh yeah. You're going to do it then like that? And I was like, well, stupid question, mate. Like that. But yeah, it was.
So you had everything.
Unbelievable experience.
All the gear given to you. Here you go. You didn't have to. They arrange your travel and all that business. Just treat you like.
Got picked up in like a big taxi. And I was like, it's all blacked out like a big one of them big Mercedes like taxis. Right. Like, what's going on here? But it's just how it is when you do well. I couldn't imagine what it's like Premier League lads. Like I felt like a superstar.
Did you come back down to reality when you had to make your own little drive to Matlock by yourself?
I was at Boston at the point.
Yeah.
But to be honest, no, I just took it in my stride, mate. I just thought I'll go there and enjoy it. I thought I had quite a decent head on my shoulders, to be honest. I didn't ever let things like get too much. I'd never go big time or anything like that. But I just thought I'd go there. When my dad would never. He would always tell me anyway, like keep your head down and stuff like that. Yeah, obviously at that point I was getting excited about other things as well. I thought like, oh, what can come after this and stuff. I was like, oh, like, could get a move or something like that. But it's just a good experience. Like even like singing the national anthem and stuff. Like it's just a bit surreal at one point. And it was just like, but I took it in my stride. I thought I played quite well, enjoyed it. So, but it's just a good experience.
Oh, no, brilliant, mate. No, fair play to you. You know, no one can take that away from you. So we had Angel on last week, Mark Angel on last week, and he played England C along with Simon Weatherston. So, you know, you're just another Boston United graduate to represent the country and for yourself personally. You know, fair play to you and congratulations. So your time with Boston comes to an end. You know it's time because you want to play games. You said you moved to Matlock. You had other teams after as well. So teams who you play for: Matlock, Wisbech, Grantham. These could be on loan spells. So Pinchbeck, and obviously you're currently at Stamford AFC. You know, your time at Matlock, you obviously enjoyed. They were quite good as well because they used to put on little clips on Twitter. So I think they used to put on your little free kicks and penalties and stuff like that. How was your time at all these different clubs? Obviously, you're now settled at Stamford. But you know, the likes of Matlock, Wisbech, Grantham, Pinchbeck. How was it? You know,
Matlock, I loved it. First time I went on loan, I was flying. Like, I think that's when I wasn't getting in at Boston. I thought, right, let's go out and get some games. And Craig texted me saying, "Oh, there's an opportunity if you want to go on loan at Matlock." And at the time, I was like, Matlock? I was thinking it's like miles away. So I was looking, it's like an hour and 40 minutes drive. But to be fair, they looked after you anyway. They paid you and obviously will pay all your expenses and stuff like that. So I didn't mind it. And I used to get in with someone at Newark. So it wasn't that bad. That's why I joined there the year after. So and then I think, obviously went to Matlock, left Boston at the end of that season and signed for Matlock. And that's when I think Freck took over.
Yeah.
I think Freck took over from there. I had quite a good run of games. That's when I proper got my first injury. I think I went in for a tackle away at Nantwich. Good tackle, but rolled my ankle. I think I was out for about 8 weeks with that. And as soon as I got back from my ankle injury, I was doing a warm up and my knee started playing up. I don't know if I've ever told you about it, but my knee locks up, doesn't it?
No, I don't.
And it's like that's the first time it ever happened. I brought a ball down, my knee just locked, and I was like, "This is weird." So that was my first ever long time. And then by the time all this had happened, I've been out for a few months. Then the season ended.
Right.
So then I well, it didn't end actually. I left Matlock. Freck sort of wanted me off the wage budget, I think. So I was just sat there on a contract getting paid while I was injured.
Right.
So Freck sort of said to me, "Look, to be fair, he was really good to me. I was just sat there. He didn't make me go training or anything. So basically, I was just getting free money every week. So in the end, he went, "Look, we've done this for so many weeks. Now you've got knee injuries. So look, we need to sort something out. Really, you either come back to training or get some treatment, or we can let you go and give you a bit of a pay up." So I just took the pay up, and then a few weeks later, I was actually fine. And then I think I just signed for Pinchbeck for the end of the season, just play some games. I haven't played for ages. Yeah. And a lot of my mates were there as well, so I just thought I'd just go and sign for Pinchbeck. I had my nice pay up from Matlock. I was happy. Just probably, I think I can't remember what it was. I was just like, "Do you want any money?" I was just like, "It's 50 quid a game." I wasn't interested in any of it. I just wanted to play.
Yeah.
So now I went to Pinchbeck. No, they had a good side at that time, didn't they?
Yes, yeah, they had loads of local lads playing, didn't they?
They had all the lads. Beast was there, Stacey. I think Limbo was there as well.
Limbo went there, yeah. He went on loan from Kingston.
And I think Alan Ross was the manager with Dunny. So I thought, why not? Just go there and enjoy it. So I just went, no, I just really liked it. Just get back to the normality of playing and stuff. Not having to travel 4-hour round trips to Matlock. Just stay local and enjoy it. So that was one thing about Matlock in the end. I was just travelling in on my own, and I think it's changed the training to Sheffield.
Right.
So obviously, it's doing that twice a week, then a game on a Saturday, here, there, everywhere. It's a bit much on your own.
Yeah. So when you when you got at Pinchbeck and you said you just wanted to play for the love of it, it wasn't really based around money. How many times did you get offered by James Palin to go play for Wimbledon?
He asked me the other day.
There you go. Yes, Palin.
He asked me the other day on Twitter out of nowhere. But I said to him, he's my uncle anyway, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah.
So I said to him, I'll come and have a game for you, mate. No worries.
There you go.
It's not come about yet.
I tell you, Vino, Palin loves a shout out on off script, doesn't he, Cookie?
Oh yeah.
He's buzzing. And if you mention the name Wibberton, he gets really excited. Shout out to Chris Bray, by the way. Fantastic pitch he's got there at the minute as well. So from Pinchbeck, how did the Stanford move come about? Obviously, you must be happy because you're there now, currently.
I think Graham wanted me while I went to Pinchbeck.
Right.
But I wasn't really that. I just wanted to play. I wasn't that interested. And then I think it was after Pinchbeck I went there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Can't really remember.
Yeah. You've gone to there. You're obviously enjoying your time because you've stuck around. Graham wanted you. The opportunities, obviously, I see a few. Well, when you do play, they put on the goals and you score in penalties. Are you the designated kick taker now?
Yeah. I think mate, I loved it at Stanford. I think the first season we were flying. I think we were second, and I think Leek were top at that point. But I think we had to play. Well, I don't know how many games are left, 5 or 6 or something like that. Probably a couple more. And obviously, I think we was 2 points behind them, but we had to play them last game of the season. So obviously, it was gonna go down to that to who got promoted. But obviously, it all got voided and stuff. But Stanford, I absolutely love it. I wouldn't want to play anywhere else at this moment in time. I've got obviously a settled job and stuff, and Stanford's just perfect for me. Like, it's nice travel time, get on well with the gaffer and stuff, and we've got a really good side as well. When we're allowed to play again, hopefully we should have got promoted last year, so hopefully we can do it again.
What's it like when you come back to play against Boston in the Senior Shield, Senior Cup, Link Senior Cup?
It's pre-season, wasn't it?
Yeah. What's that like for yourself? Of obviously playing for both sides, is it a bit strange?
Not really, to be honest. I just wanted to go out, and this is how I thought about it. Like, Craig sort of like didn't give me like a proper fair crack at it. So I thought I'll just go, and this is my mentality. I'll go there and try and show him what I'm all about. So I thought we did like that game. Obviously, we'd all been chucked together. I think it was our first game together. So
right.
And then we played him in the FA Cup and got destroyed, didn't we? What was it, 4?
I don't know. I can't remember.
But he has got together a good side there. So
yeah.
But obviously we had a couple missing. But I'd fancy us against pretty much anyone at the minute. I think we beat Kidderminster this year, obviously, in the FA Trophy, and then got knocked out to Hereford. I think they're in the semis now, aren't they? So we have got a good side. It's just Graham's got his work cut out trying to keep lads there, because obviously there's going to be some opportunities for some other lads to go and play higher. So it'd be nice to keep everyone together and obviously have another crack at it, full season.
Have you got Limbo there with you as well now?
Limbo's there, yeah. He follows me everywhere.
It should have been the other way around. You should have followed him to Burnley as well, Vinno, shouldn't you?
That's it.
But things happen for a reason. So now I'm pleased you're enjoying your time and obviously full of confidence coming to the restart of football. That's fantastic. Right, this is the part and off script, Cookie, which I know you like to do. I've asked Vino ahead of time to select a 1 to 11. He should have his formation and manager and captain all selected. And it's players he's played with at Boston.
Right.
So books.
Right, here we go then.
Spot here.
Should we start with what formation you gone for?
I'm basic, mate. I've gone 4-4-2.
Right, he loves a good 4-4-2.
Oh, I love it, mate.
Unbelievable.
You know where you stand.
Right, start us off then. Goalkeeper.
It's just Boston, isn't it?
Just
so in goal, obviously, I think I've only played with a couple, but obviously the main man when I was there was Willis. So Willis has got to go down for me. Obviously, he's a good keeper. I think like he could do a job at even conference level. I think he's that good. It's just obviously, well, I don't know where he's at now. Where's he at? Alfreton.
Alfreton, yeah.
But obviously, he'll always do a good job anyway. He goes. I think he was at Sheffield United. I think he's played for their first team as well. So
yeah, I think he works. I think he works at Sheffield United. I think as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's a goalkeeper coach. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, defenders.
I've gone for. I didn't play with many right backs and left back, but the main right back that I can stick out was James Clifton. If you can remember him.
Yeah.
Probably didn't get to see the best of him at Boston, to be honest, but he's a top player. I've gone for Jordan Keane, centre half.
Nice.
Alongside Nat Brown. And then obviously I struggled for a left back, but I've gone Ben Gordon.
Ben Gordon. Oh, I thought you got.
He's underrated. You are? No. Yeah, I put Nat Brown in there. He's just influential for me, really. He looked after me when I was first coming to the first team, really. So
important to have ex-pros in there, really. I know Millie spoke about having when he come in, having the likes of Paul Ellender, take him under his wing and play practical jokes on him and stuff like that. And I suppose Nat Brown was good for you as a young lad. Take you under his wing.
He went on loan when I first come in. He wasn't getting in, and then he returned. He went Hendersford on loan and come back, and he was just like a man mountain. I think I don't know how old he was. He's like 38, but he was. I think he scored against that game against Salford when I scored.
Right.
Yeah.
He
came and steadied the ship down a little bit, didn't he?
But in his day, obviously, he was. I don't know how many football league appearances he's had.
And he's good pro, top pro.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
And then on the right or left, I don't really mind. I've got Hemmings and Jay Rollins.
Right. Is that Ash Hemmings?
Speak for themselves. Hemmings is class. Technically, a lot better than Jay. Jay's obviously a bit more powerful, gets to the bar line and a bit more old school, isn't he?
Yeah.
Whereas Hemmings can play. He could play in the number 10 and out wide. Maybe do a job up top. So, but yeah, he's a good player.
Really good. Technically, really good, isn't he, Hemmings? Technically.
Yeah, left-footed. I think he's 30 now.
Where did he go after Boston? Did he go to Salford?
Yeah.
Died for Salford. Then he went to Wild.
Right.
He only lasted a few weeks at Salford. Didn't last very long. I don't think.
No, a bit dodgy that was.
Gary didn't particularly like him, did
he? No. So. In the middle of the park, I've gone for Jamie Maguire.
Yeah.
He's another one that really looked after me. Like, probably plays a bit similar to myself. He's just a meathead, but he's a good leader. Right, man. And the other one, I was thinking, I didn't play with Fanodge, did I? I don't think.
I'm sure.
I don't think I did, but he will be in there. But I'm pretty sure I was on the bench when he was there. But I'm going to go with. Can you remember Taylor Michaels?
Nope. But we'll go with it. Can you remember Taylor Michaels? I didn't really watch this season. You see, I was probably working or with a team.
Can you remember him, Cookie?
No, I can't.
Taylor Michaels.
He's a lad that come on. He come on loan from Lincoln under Dennett. And I remember playing against him playing with him on a Tuesday night game against, I can't remember who it was, but he had just come on loan from Lincoln and he was not very big, lad, but he is quality.
Oh, Taylor Michaels, I know for a fact that Christian James, like he does always, he'll have a photograph or a stat on him. So if he's played with you, they know Christian will sort us out for sure.
Yeah.
Who do you have up top?
Well, I've gone for Cabby
Yeah, okay.
and Manny. Dijiruwe. I don't know how to pronounce his second name. I just used to call him Manny, the lad that's at Salford now.
Okay, right, yeah.
Can you remember him?
Oh, Tishwerve.
I think them two up top will cause absolute fun.
Yeah.
Well,
Say that again.
It's like Tishwerve or something.
Yeah, these two up top, Cookie's not the best at spelling, Vino, and you've just given two absolute honking names to try and spell, by the way. Cookie, Google them. Copy and paste off Google.
That Tishwerve, he scored the winning goal in when Salford went to Wembley a couple of years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's how he got his move. I think when we played against Salford, he just bullied their centre halves. He's got everything. Yeah. Murray really liked him as well. But yeah, he was really good.
Hey, you got anybody on the bench, Vino? Was there anybody you wanted to get in, but they probably won't get into that side? It's just an option. You don't have to have. It can just be basic 4-4-2. That is it.
No, I ain't wrote a bench down, mate. So I really don't. I'd put Colby Bishop on there just because I really like him and he's a good player.
Who's that?
Colby Bishop. He didn't get a chance at Boston, so I can't really put him in there. But I knew, obviously, from training and stuff, what a good player he was. So,
right.
And I'll have Jordan Tate on there as well.
Friends for life.
There you go.
We'll get Tate to be buzzing about that. Who would you have as your captain?
Jamie Maguire.
Right.
Jammer.
I'm surprised. I thought he was going to say Nat Brown.
Yeah, Nat Brown or Jammer, but Jammer for me, just because he plays centre mid. Look up to him a bit.
And from your managers at Boston, or your coaches, if you want to use your coach, who would be your manager?
Any manager or just Boston?
Just Boston one. So
it'd have to be.
You got Bunny, Dennis, Adam, or Craig?
It would have to be Adam for me, as he give me my best crack at it.
Yeah. Okay, and that concludes 1 to 11.
Good side.
Thank you very much. Cookie, anything from you before we wrap it up for Vino?
Yeah, I'll just ask him the question I ask everybody, because he's not much older than he's obviously not as old as some of the guests we've had on. So one piece of advice, Vino, you'd give to young players now looking to make the same sort of path through to the game.
You need to work hard. You won't get anywhere without working hard. If you think you can go to training or games and put in 50-60%, and it's not going to happen for you. And that's probably one reason why I got a good opportunity, is because without knowing it at the time, I was training like a maniac looking back at it. So I think that goes to show that you do need to work hard and do as much training as what you possibly can, and keep on top of your fitness, more importantly. So that's pretty much what I've got to say. Got to work hard. Things don't just happen.
Yeah. Hard work will pay off in the long run.
Take your chance. You need to take every chance that you get.
Yeah, and don't be shy of opportunities. Vino, awesome stories, mate. Really appreciate it. I said to Cookie before he was coming on, big fan of the way you play. Little man in midfield who's a forward thinker, always ahead of the player he's playing against. You know when to drop off that 5 yards to bring it down, and you don't have to go run around heading everything. You've got a footballing brain, top footballer. Wished it worked out at Boston for you, but you're happy in what you're playing now. Keep doing what you're doing. Appreciate your time coming on off script. And that's it for another episode. So thank you once again, Vino. And we'll hopefully get another podcast out next week fingers crossed it could be the Lee Canterville one. I know he's struggling with work at the minute, but that is on the agenda. And we also have John McDermott, the assistant of Boston, coming up as well. So we've got a couple in the pipeline. So lots to come on off script. But for today, Harry, Vince, thanks once again, mate. And we'll see you again soon.
Cheers, boys. Thank you. Cheers, Cookie. Cheers, Righty.